Hello? Hi, it's me, CryptoClick. Yeah, I notice you're trading on crypto exchanges, but without any benefits at all? That's madness. You know, I've been made an affiliate partner with pretty much every exchange out there, so if you want to get some benefits, you might as well set up exchanges with the links that I've got in the video description or in my Telegram and Discord. You can get welcome bonuses for signing up, or even better, up to 20% off all your trading fees for life. Yeah, I know, what a treat. So next time you fancy setting up an exchange, use some of the links that I've got in my video description, because otherwise you're mugging yourself off. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're going to have a look at Ethereum, something we don't normally look at. I'm sitting here on a roasting hot day. My computer reckons there's rain coming, but there's absolutely no chance, no chance. We're breaking records here in the UK. It's absolutely sweltering. I'm sitting here drinking a little stubby beer. That's about all I can handle these days. And so, yeah, let's think about Ethereum. So I own a fair bit of Ethereum, a modest amount. You know, I bought it back in the last bull market when it began, right? So all at about, give or take, $140 to $160. That's where I bought all my Ethereum from. Never bought any more above $160, and I just put it in a cold wallet. It stays there, and for the most part I'm unwilling to move it because it's so expensive to move it, but and also, you know, I'm not in any great rush to sell it. So, you know, it's all right. It's 10x up, that's fine from my entry point. Obviously it was a lot higher than that at the peak of the bull market, but I'm like I say, I'm not in any rush to sell it. What I generally like to think about with Ethereum is that it's a good investment, or it certainly was back then, and it continues to be a good investment. Obviously being 10x up from my overall entry point, but it's not something I ever really look at trading, right? It's not that interesting to trade. It's more of an investment, and on top of that, it's I look at it as like the heartbeat of the overall crypto market for altcoins. So if Ethereum is, you know, sideways, stable or strong, then altcoins are generally going to perform quite well. If Ethereum is tired, boring, or weak, it's not a good trading environment for altcoins, right? So, and this is all, you know, part and parcel of the way that we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is something I showed over the weekend. I've shown it a few times, but it's definitely something to look at. So the Bitcoin dominance chart currently is moving down to a really significantly low level. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let's have a look. Bitcoin dominance. And this usually is a bad sign for altcoins when you approach these significant lows. We're talking 40%. So we're 42% dominant at the moment, 40% being an area where you'd think about getting out of altcoins generally and back into a Bitcoin position. Generally speaking, it might not be the case this time round, but it's about risk to reward, caution. You know, I'm not looking to overexpose myself to altcoins as we get towards 40% dominance. It's always been a bit of a calamity if we hit those lows. So we're talking massive crashes, or we're talking Bitcoin breakout and just leaving you behind. So that's that. Looking at the Ethereum chart right now, we are on the 12 hourly, relatively hot, 90%, almost 91% on the money flow index. So that in itself is a little bit of a warning sign to think about. Or the next big push up, or the next push up, generally speaking, might be enough to call a temporary top before a decent consolidation for Ethereum and all altcoins as well. There's always going to be differences. You can see that generally we don't like being this high. This is a money flow index on the 12 hourly. On the daily, it's still high, but it's not quite the same. It's pretty hot, but it's not that hot. So we're reaching 80. But even with 80, you can see that we find a lot of tops around here for 80. And yeah, there has been occasions where we go to 86, and the maximum we ever get for Ethereum is what's the top one over here in January 2021? That was 95. So Ethereum doesn't like to run too hot on the money flow index. Let's face it, it's not like your average altcoin. It's similar to the way Bitcoin moves. It doesn't like to get too hot on the money flow index, and so this is considered to be relatively hot territory for Ethereum. There is no bearish divergence on the daily or the 12 hourly. Let's just check the 4 hourly to see if there is any on that. So there is bearish divergence forming on Ethereum here on the 4 hourly. So this goes hand in hand, I would say, with the overheated money flow index reads that we're getting, meaning that, yeah, we could easily find another top on this, another high on this little run, but then that would be it. Let's check how high we were over here. 91. So yeah, all I'm saying is that Ethereum, despite having a good setup, and all these altcoins that I've been looking at today have great setups, the first stage of this run appears to be drying up, coming to an end. So this is where most people try to enter the market, because they're afraid to buy at the lower prices. They see the market's been rallying for a few days now, and they want to get in. They feel like it's safe, and that's the wrong thing to do. Okay, it's usually the wrong thing to do. You might get lucky. It's called FOMO. You get punished for FOMOing, especially in a market which is generally down on the long-term time frames. But there is signs of continuation across the board for many of these altcoins. Lots of them are getting good setups, like I say, golden crosses across the board, including one for Ethereum over here. So a 4-hourly golden cross. Now, we all know the drill. 4-hourly golden cross, or any golden cross for that matter, normally gets a retest to see if it's genuine, if it's strong. Because the cross itself isn't a signal. The cross is simply just moving averages, moving into the right place. They offer supports, and they offer effectively a continuation of a trend. But not from the moment of the cross, usually from the retest. So if that is the case, we're thinking of Ethereum maybe coming down to retest that 200 exponential moving average. 17 to 18% if it were to do it right now. Obviously, these are going to trend up over the next few days. Every 4 hours they go up a little bit further. And so we're talking about a pullback, which could be, let's just say 10 to 12% or so on Ethereum, maybe, from wherever it does it from. And the bearish divergence on the 4-hourly suggests that is the case. We've got everything that we would look for what would be a greater pullback for Ethereum. And let's think about what that would mean for other altcoins. I think generally speaking, we could all agree that the market trends as one, usually directed by Bitcoin and Ethereum. We've seen that. Now, Ethereum recently has been outperforming altcoins on the way down due to the liquidity and that huge dumping situation, the FUD, and the liquidations and stuff from all these, over leveraged companies, right? And the institutional players just getting rid of it. And so what we're seeing here is a nice bear market rally, let's face it. But it could continue. But first of all, I would be looking for a pullback, and that's going to come across for all the market, I would expect. Might happen today, might happen tomorrow, but it's got all the hallmarks of a decent pullback of about 10 to 12%. And that could happen at any moment, I have to say, at any moment. It's a bit too hot to handle. Now, I'm a big believer in holding on to Ethereum for a long-term position, for an investment. Like I say, I bought it all in 2019 and a little bit in 2020 after the March crash. I'd never sold it, and I would never buy any more of it. I've got more than enough sitting in a cold wallet. So when I look at this, like I say, it's just a matter of working out is this healthy for the market? And overall, when you look at it, it's not very healthy for the market at the moment. Death cross over here, continuation all the way down. I think that we do have further down to go across the board for the overall market between now and the end of the year. Traditional markets also playing a big role in all of this, and what we're seeing now is a pretty decent bounce across the board. The next target I would put for Ethereum is going to be around 17,000, so it's just above 17,000, and that's more or less the breakdown point of where this was accumulating around, or redistributing, as we should say, really. But there is room for one last little leg up, I have to say, definitely, and Bitcoin's going to play a role in that, and so is traditional markets if they continue for this. But there's only so far it can go. And entering into the market at this stage right now, I think, is a bit scary. Waiting for the next pullback and a buy the dip opportunity, that's probably where we'd want to go. So trying to get clever and FOMO into anything now, feeling like you might have missed out, is probably not the way to do it. Yeah, you have missed out on this stage of this trend. If this trend were to continue, then yeah, you can pick it up and you could easily make some more money out of it. But right now, you're looking to buy into bearish divergence on a 4-hourly time frame just after a golden cross. That's dumpy territory to me, and we're looking for probably about a 10 to 12%. And it's at that stage, we'd be looking to buy it back. So just don't get too excited. Don't get upset that you've not bought in. There's a time and a place to buy, and it's usually upon signals. We've had some decent signals, and we continue to get signals across the board, but it can't stop the inevitable pullback, consolidation, dump, whatever it is, down to that 200 exponential on the 4-hourly, which is most likely going to be the case. It happens almost every single time you see a setup like that. Bearish divergence with a golden cross, spells, dump down into at least the 200 exponential or the 50 exponential. So we're talking 10 to 12%. Anyway, there's not much more I need to tell you about it. Like I say, the target that I would be aiming for would be this level around here, 17,000 more or less. In my dreams, 1,700. And it's that 1,700 area where I think we get the big pullback from. but it can't stop the trend currently, which is looking quite good. And we'll have to monitor the situation as and when it happens. On the 4-hourly, which is the only one which is showing a genuine uptrend, all the others are way behind any kind of confirmed trend. But the 4-hourly has confirmed a trend so far. But with any trend, you know, you look for exit points and then re-entry points. Re-entry points could be on any of these moving averages, but after something like this, like I say, expect a dump down into it. And this could be how we perform throughout the rest of the week. Much to the dismay of people who've bought into it today or whatever. Anyway, I'm not here to scare you. I'm a big holder of Ethereum, and you know, I'm not selling it. I'm not going to sell it. Probably won't be selling it for years. It's just sitting in a cold wallet. But I'm just letting you know this generally helps determine the overall direction of the market for altcoins specifically. And when the dominance chart currently is going down to a major area of support where we've always had a reaction from, yeah, you put all these things together, I think it's time to start limiting exposure to altcoins, no matter how bullish you feel right now. Look, you guys do what you want. This is my trading strategy. I have limited my exposure. I got into a lot of these about a week ago. I got out mostly yesterday, a little bit more today. Closed some bots, you know, looking to have a little reshuffle. You guys do what you want. You know, it can always go further, but it just has all the hallmarks of a well, just a protective stance, you know, over this next few days. Right, I'll leave it with you there. But thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.